March 12, 2:52 p.m. Flight G390, lower deck cargo hold. Wow, so this is a cargo hold, huh?
Bye.
It's so big!
That's what she said. Highly flammable.
This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
But it also has economy and business class?
Yeah, so this is certainly a very unique plane. So is this Cyril seen as a murder? There's certainly a high probability of that. Which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Okay. Have a look around.
I want Francisca to follow me. Bedsheets. Grape juice. Board to USA.
Shengfa Express. Huh.
Nope, guess we'll start over here.
Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. It sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By looking in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. No matter how he pours on the poppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
Poor Gumshoe.
Poor Gumshoe. Holy suitcases! Mr. Edgeworth, it's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair!
Why does this remind me of Batman? Holy suitcases, Batman!
Yeah, you're right. It actually does sound like something Robin would say, like an old cartoon version. Not really cartoon version, live-action version, actually.
Yeah, who was the guy who played it?
I do not remember.
The Batman.
Was it back in the 60s or 70s?
George Clooney, I think.
Yeah, George Clooney. Holy shit, that is old. That is ancient. Oh my god. That must be all them. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company's planning to dispose of after the flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy! But then of course Gumshoe would like it. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass.
Yeah, that is seriously expensive.
And Miss Tanero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. Yeah, that's kind of true. Why
Is she the one who made the price?
I get a feeling she did not do the price. I get a feeling that's Yogo. Or Yugo.
Go you.
Yeah, go you. I'm just not good at these names. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What is the special substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Oh! The broken glass and the glass shards.
Maybe? I don't know, honestly.
Worth a try.
You think it?
Worth a try?
Woo!
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses! Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses, his lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying, that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find a murder weapon. Alright?
Did that do anything?
Well, I guess it cleared up some things for us. Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal?
It's what the victim checked in, sir.
So this is the suitcase belonging to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file. And there's a photo of Miss von Garber in it, sir. Looks like a profile on Francisca. Wait, what?
I want to read this.
Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Is that why Francisca was here so quickly?
Do we not get a profile here? Okay.
Guess not.
So it's a purely Q thing then, with logic.
Why did Mr.
Until we
Hicks...
figure out why.
Why did he have that on Francisca?
Francisca, did you know about this?
All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals.
Tasty winery. They said wine.
Oh, they did. And this one says for exorcisms only. Oh, okay. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? So it's exorcism wine? Ooh, I just start pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah. I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now. Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Of the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels. Require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here.
Oh my god, I just realized She has a little animation with her hand.
Yeah, she's actually doing it. She's actually doing the clenching thing on her arm like she normally does in the court. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Oh. Yes, I was. Oh. I have been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Okay. Do you think Hicks worked for Interpol?
Well, possibly, but who knows?
Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. That is really high level stuff then. Holy shit, okay. What's going on?
I mean, do we just logic this up?
Obviously. But what the hell is Franziska investigating if Interpol is involved? Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss von Carpenter. Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. What? Detective? I think it's more like that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do.
Alright, Franziska, you have some explaining to do.
You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Oh, that explains why there's so much different items here, you know. Like, so much variety.
Yeah.
He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow!
You deserve that.
Yep, he does. Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that I am sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing.
So, here's my current thought. Miss Melee is the one who killed and is in charge of the whole smuggling thing for this plane. She's seduced the captain, so the captain has no idea, but he's whipped by Melee. So
that could actually be a good. I think that could actually be a good one. Yeah, I think that could be a good reason for why that Melee or whatever she's called could be the culprit.
She has dead eyes, and it feels like if it's cargo hold related, it has to be one of the 3 crew members.
Yeah, basically.
I don't think it's Rhoda.
Yeah, I don't think it's Rhoda either. And
while I question her ability to design cargo or luggage things, I don't think she's a killer.
And I don't think she's
the captain. She's not a know nothing about really. So.
And yeah, I don't think the captain is involved because he has to stay in, the cockpit the whole time.
So I feel like it's Melee.
Yeah, very likely. Franziska, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. This raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. His glass fragments and his broken glasses are testament to that, and then... The killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases, and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open, and Hicks' body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Okay, that was nice and easy.
Nope, that's not the episode.
I think that's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir?
Let me guess, it's Rhoda Tenero or whatever.
Yeah, I assume that's what Franziska's gonna bring up. I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero.
And why is Miss Melee not a suspect in the situation?
That's a very good question.
I understand why the captain wouldn't, But, Miss Melee,
If it was a crew member, any of them would have shown Agent Hicks into the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the keycard that allows the elevator to come down here.
but it's probably known where that key card is.
Yes, I'm pretty confident Melee would know where it is and find a way to bust into Rhoda's, what's it called, locker. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero.
Are the lockers even locked? Because they said they had no security into the cargo hold thing door.
Oh, you might be right.
Because you had to get into, you needed access to the flight attendant thing itself.
Yeah, you might be right. The lockers might not be locked. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you?
No.
I know what she's trying to say. I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
Hold on. What evidence do we have? This is something, and I don't know what it is.
I don't think it's worth anything yet.
That being at 540 is going to be known.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You might need to press a bit to see what we can find out.
Yeah.
Hold it! That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Melee or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy over there.
Did planes have autopilot at this time?
Yes, planes have had autopilot for a while. I'm sure he could be out of the cockpit for a while, but he probably still needs to be there very frequently. And what about the co-pilot? Shouldn't there be a co-pilot?
Probably not.
Hey! And as we've heard that, Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well. Then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Melee? I thought you might ask about her. Okay, so we press.
But you don't need the elevator to come down here.
Yeah, you don't.
Do we have anything on the elevator itself?
No, I don't think so.
Because who's to say you can't take the elevator up?
Yeah, that's true. But let's first just press it still. But it's highlighted that the key card was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know? Not just the key cards that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon? Captain Ugo Piggybank? Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. I think that's one of our hints. Because it was taken out of display.
But we've already proven that.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold it!
But that is a fake.
Objection!
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proofs that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? The body? Francesca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you've yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks' head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir! Contact the medical examiner's office at once! I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks' autopsy! Yes, sir!
Hi, Gumshoe.
Poor Gumshoe. We're gonna be a problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Hi, Gumshoe.
What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report, now. The doc said it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir.
Damn.
Damn, okay.
So he died instantly when he was hit to the back of the head, and then they just kept beating him.
Apparently.
Wow. Now I see why Miss Melee has dead eyes.
Scruffy, what is has a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound of the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless! Yo!
Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there.
I get a feeling I know who this is.
This guy. Oh, no! You remove yourself from my way!
What is all that racket?
animation! They're chest bumping each other. My luggage, my cargo. They're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think he gave... Hey, what do you... You have left me no choice, but to use strong force. You won't get past me.
Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. He fell.
Oh.
Further says the matter of the key, the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. The dog said it's one giant bruise from the beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back.
Ow. We're getting a lot of stuff.
Okay. Cause of death. Cause of death was the weapon couldn't be found.
So would it be this?
I think so. But hopefully it will indicate that he fell. No!
No?
Can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information.
Cause of death and...
Wait, Captain Ugo and weapon couldn't be found. No? Really? Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic.
Captain... Cause of death and smuggling?
Yes, that makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Does it? We thought the others made sense too.
What?
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 Captain Ugo and smuggling?
I am so confused right now. Why are none of these matching up? Is it really Captain Ugo and cause of death?
I mean, what else is left?
Really? Actually, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there's extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Weapon could be found in a sizable weapon. If you're looking for a rather large weapon, you think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally it's too impossibly big to take into consideration. Well, what was all that about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska. But what? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs.
Shut up.
There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence.
To be fair, she didn't whip Pearl.
True. You aren't listening at all, are you?
No, we're not.
Come on, Sen. Show me this real murder weapon you speak of.
It's not seriously gonna be this.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's actually evidence.
I mean, it's likely a bot.
It might be the autopsy report. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool! From a foolishly foolish fool! Meant to fool me!
Yay! Fool!
What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks' death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death.
Free-fall.
Yeah, he fell. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back, and the only rational explanation for his injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is someplace in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs in this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble! We may have a second death in our hands, sirs! Hey, you! Tell me you're undead, pal!
Quiet! Why are you screaming?
He's alive!
Of course I'm alive, you idiot!
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? You would have been a Virginian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality of that cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always there where it is now?
Where is it? Made a brief stop.
Yeah. Take that! You refueled in the Republic of Shengfa?
Man, this name comes up a bunch.
Yes, this flight had a short layover in Shengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. You also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at the time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Shengfa Express! Correct. Meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Shengfa.
Uh-huh.
Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe, Shengfa leg of the flight. So Europe to Shengfa, okay. Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible.
Wait a second. We went from Northern Europe to Asia to then America. Why?
Remember, in the normal version in Japan, it's probably from Shengfa to Japan. So you know.
That's the most roundabout trip.
Oh yeah, like in the English version, very roundabout.
Like, I don't see anyone in their right mind doing that kind of trip.
But in the Japanese version, it makes a lot more sense. You know, from Europe to Japan and stopping midway in another Asian country. Makes sense.
Yeah, it would make sense then, but to go to America? Ugh.
Yeah, that's a very long trip. They would definitely have needed refueling. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. I suspect what's under one of those is in that picture. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A-leaf wreck statue? Never heard of it. No lie, but all I care about is we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Then let's get investigating, sir.
A bunch of random Borgian words. Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission!
Ah, don't rush up on me like that, pal! So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. I imagine it's that statue that's in the photograph. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it is mine! I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe.
Really?
This Elifred statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more.
That doesn't sound like a lot, actually.
Hold on. $100,000.
That's... for an art piece, though?
That's pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah, that's not really worth a lot. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Don, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun. I have this distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching.
Okay, so we can probably clue something together here. I suspect it's that statue.
Why do you show me something no value? Show me the bread first and maybe we'll talk.
Wait, he wants to pay him before he'll comment on this?
What a waste! How horrible to see a priceless piece of cloth soiled!
I assure you it wasn't me. I believe it to be the work of the killer.
I will teach that killer a lesson. You can be sure I will. It will be the LeBlanc Revolution.
I think he meant the LeBlanc Retribution. But either way, it sounds intimidating. Alright, because English is not his main language, so he sometimes jumbles up some of the words and their meanings. That makes sense.
Yep.
It couldn't be smuggling a valuable piece of art, could it?
I have no idea. want to go through everything first.
So,
we did.
so Mr. Hicks was actually an Interpol agent. That is so cool! I can't believe it's from Interpol! The adventure! The glamour! And the miraculous big escape when you get caught by the enemy. Except in this case, there was no big escape. And no miracle. Has he been watching too many movies? If I may have a word with you, Francesca. I don't think you have the time for idle chatter. You need to prove to me that your hypothetical situation is in fact reality. If you spot anything off, you come and tell me right away, okay, pal?
Roger, sir.
It's very unusual for Gumshoe to be so directing. You must outrank this officer. If you run into any trouble, you just leave it to me, okay?
Yes, sir. Watch out, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh!
Scruffy, I think your ego is in need of some deflating.
I was following in your footsteps, sir. I want to try patronizing my subordinates. Rule on unforgiving to the detective, even in front of his own subordinate. That is very Francesca of her.
Oh, yeah, something.
Oh, yeah, he does. What exactly is an extremely valuable piece of art, sir? Is it like the stuff you see at county fairs? Somehow I get the impression that it's worth a lot more than you can comprehend. So is this thing is worth more than I can imagine, huh? Whoop! It kinda makes me want to try collecting expensive art. Collecting expensive art? Interesting. Seems there are people out there besides Mr. LeBlanc who know the true value of art. Huh? Are you talking about me, sir? Of course not. But you get an idea like that.
Brilliant. You know what? Screw it. Logic.
Do you think it's just smuggling a valuable piece of art? Yeah, okay. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring. Oh shit, I didn't think of that. You can use art to smuggle stuff yeah, that makes a lot of sense when I think about it. It's actually a very good way to smuggle things, is if you use it in the form of art to get through a lot of, issues and stuff.
Yeah.
Then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Shangfa. I think I need to question him a bit further.
Alright. I don't want to beat you right now.
About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc, I wonder if it might be a fake.
Oh, what? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here.
Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Sink LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once.
Ah, yes. Squiggles.
I can't read this. What does it say?
It says as plain as day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe.
Wait, and so you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. Except it was not put on in Europe. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there was a window of time which the statue wasn't sitting there. There was never a time, my bad. I respectfully disagree. You can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Huh, then you can have your wish. Look at yourself and see I am right.
I bet you. Yes, I knew it. This. I know I've seen this somewhere. This is the leaf red. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
That I can kind of see, but I don't see why it's only worth 10 million cents.
Yeah, it's not worth $100,000.
I believe a closer look is warranted here. This is the infamous Aleph Red statue, huh? What is it, Miss Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail.
Eyes?
Yeah, the eyes are not red. Are these eyes made of some sort of gem? That's a real nice shade of orange. But I couldn't even tell they were jewels. Oh, but they kind of remind me of these eyes of this stray cat that lives near my house. The eyes supposed to be this color. Oh, is it possible this statue is a fake?
Probably.
I'm very sure this one is a fake. Yeah. Eureka! These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, I'm pretty. They remind me of the sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field spinning with my arms until I fell ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Sir, they're red. As I've thought, the statues are fake. Mr. LeBlanc?
What do you want? Do you not know I'm a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
Yeah, leaf red. I suppose this is your pride and joy.
Time's up! It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
He's gonna go to a bottle. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why the sudden yelling? Now then! Oh! is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. No! My throat.
Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. I love that. I believe that even further examination will be required, and that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Xiangfa. I will present to you the evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Some to prove that it was made in Xiangfa. Can we look further up? Ah, yeah. So this Alifred is a fake.
And the art dealer isn't looking too happy about it either, sir.
I will get to the bottom of this for his sake as well as mine. Wait, yeah, you see the carpet from the Xiangfa? It's under it. What's this?
The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense, so...
You! What did you said now? Further, my clothing's hem is not being stepped on by anyone. It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen.
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate.
Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it.
So I think that's the thing we can deduce. How do we deduce that it's from Xiangfa? Oh, right. Next to it. The Xiangfa cargo thing. Yeah.
There's something else I thought for it.
But I think because it's the cloth from the Xiangfa cargo that's under it, it kind of indicates that it was brought in around the same time. Eureka! There's a clear contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck on another piece of cargo. Is that possible? But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Xiangfa, there's no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Xiangfa. But then, what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return. What about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There's only one reason why. To secure proof of the smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have just as easily inspected all the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found a fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Oh, that's why she couldn't read it. It wasn't Virginian. It said it wasn't Virginian.
I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna be nabbed, huh?
Yes, while this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. That's actually really smart. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Xiangfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Xiangfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move the statue immediately! I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now!
Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings.
Go on.
After moving the Elifred statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction.
Ah, I see. There was a reaction to luminol, indication that there was blood in that spot.
Can we stop looking at it now, sirs?
You see that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose if it appears that way, the culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? With the cloth? The Virginian cloth. Take that! The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the soup plates to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Xiangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover.
So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Xiangfa?
Hold on a second. Miss Melee said he was there in his seat.
Ah.
This is all implying this happened during this between 4 and 5. Which means Miss Melee did the call thing, so it's on record that it happened and just lied.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in on this. She might even be the murderer. There's no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. If that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Xiangfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Melee's testimony.
Melee.
Recall Miss Melee's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Xiangfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but...
That totally contradicts the facts, sir!
But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Mealy herself.
And we'll deal with that next time.